Show, hosted by S.J. Childs, streaming on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. Find us on all social medias. The S.J. Childs Show, bringing value to families through education and resources. Check us out weekly, where we'll have new and exciting guests. Thanks so much for your support. Enjoy the show. This episode is brought to you by S.J. Childs Books for Children. Visit sjchilds.org today to check out their special needs book collection. Teach inclusion and neurodiversity in this special 7-book collection. Get yours today. Sponsors include Blinky Minky Blankets, handmade double-sided Minky blankets, highest quality and craftsmanship, creating your perfect blanket for your loved one as a special forever gift. Code word the mouth for discount today. By Dana Ball Legal Services. Avoid common legal mistakes and protect your small business. Dana makes it affordable for your Utah small business to avoid common legal mistakes with business operations, contracts, and employees. Get more information today at danaballlaw.com. By Moving with Autism, a service for autism families seeking real estate and design services that provide support for their child's development and family lifestyle. Natalie Castro is a Utah autism real estate specialist and autism sibling whose mission is to connect families to community support with sensory-friendly designs and relocation services. By Elevation Chiropractic Center. Get started on your path to full health. Elevation Chiropractic Center uses the upper cervical chiropractic technique to get results by identifying and solving the root issues of your medical condition quickly and safely. Elevation Chiropractic Center, Salt Lake City, Utah. This story is brought to you by Water and Body Basics, West Valley City, Utah. Hi, welcome to the S.J. Childs Show. I'm your host, S.J. Childs, and today I have fellow children's book author and just a really wonderful spirit out there in the world, Kristina Monsanto. She is a college student in Virginia, and we are going to dive deep into her amazing book and the great value that it brings to the community and to children, who I am a huge advocate for. So without further ado, thank you so much for being here today, Kristina.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's exciting.
I'm so excited.
It's excited to learn about you, and we'll just start off with the great beginning and tell us about yourself.
I'm 23 and I had just published my first children's book called The Best Gifts Are From the Universe. And it's a children's story about manifesting. And I had released it on February 2nd, 2022. So I don't know if you know, like angel numbers. So I purposely made it so that it was 2/2/2022.
I love it.
So that was really special for me. Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Well, start us off like at the beginning. Where did you grow up and like what got you into writing? Did you always like to write?
Yeah, so I grew up in Northern Virginia and I moved around a lot. So I kind of relate to the character that I made her navigate her first few days of school as the new student. And honestly, I did have journals a lot growing up, but I think I had journals because of, like childhood trauma. I couldn't talk to anyone else and I only trusted myself. So I did have a lot of journals growing up.
Yeah, and that's such a special way to be able to help yourself get through things. I think that these days it's even so nice that there's ways like you can, voice text a note into your phone if you have to. There's so many different ways of journaling. So I love that you brought that up, especially for kids who feel like they don't have someone to talk to.
Yeah, so my childhood is a little different. I do have an older sister, but she grew up in the Philippines because my mom immigrated here. So I did grow up as an only child, but I wasn't at the same time. And when you grow up as an only child, I feel like depending on your parents, sometimes they open up a lot quicker than others, but I was really reserved and I felt like I couldn't speak to anyone. So journaling was was it for me?
Yeah. I am an only child as well, which I don't even know if we even mentioned. I
Oh.
don't think I mentioned that to you. So that's just so interesting how you connect with people like that. And my parents divorced and I moved
Mm-hmm.
back and forth from state to state and started new school. Like I completely get that. And it's
Oh, I love
hard
that.
and it's not that they didn't do their best or love me the most that they could. It was, they're such loving people, but at the same time it's an experience that one goes through and there are challenges and it's lonely and there's a lot of finding inner strength through a lot of that childhood.
Yeah, I'm sure you can relate that growing up like that, you did have to grow up faster and mature a lot faster than others and worry
Certainly.
about different things than other children did, like your friends at school.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Definitely. And so writing in your journals kind of prepared you to be a writer and to when did you decide, okay, this is a message that I want to share with children?
Well, my older sister was pregnant during COVID and she had her baby during COVID. And then my older cousin had a daughter too. So I suddenly like grew up around these little girls and then my best friend got pregnant. And so I just sat during COVID and thought like, what message would I like to share with them, especially with my sister not having grown up with her and she's still across the globe.
Mm.
So I figured a message that I really cared about and wanted to instill in these my family members and like my honorary like nieces and nephews. So I thought this was the best way to do it.
I love that. And the thing about a book too for family is that it's everlasting, right? And for the
Mm-hmm.
same with mine, with my children's books that are about my children, a story of their own lives and experiences. And that's something they'll have to pass on to their kids and their grandkids. And that's such a special, special experience for them. Tell us
Yeah.
about the book and the characters in the book and a little bit more about it.
So my book is about a little girl and she navigates her first few days of school, as I said, as the new student. And so she finds herself only becoming friends with her teacher. And then she kind of confides in her teacher and asking, why aren't I making any friends? And why do I feel so lonely at school? And then her teacher tells her that the friend she's seeking is actually seeking her too. She just has to trust in, the universe and giving her that gift. And so her teacher tells her to write it down, like a little letter to the universe that she would like some friends. And then one day she comes home from school to these two pets, a little dog and a cat. And the message I wanted to give there is that even though she has these heart expanding relationships with this cat and dog, it opened her up to having many more meaningful friendships because of that relation they have. They have pets. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so special. Kids can really open up and learn to trust and be so loving and empathetic with a pet. And so I think that's such a great message to share with them. And being able to take that and nurture and foster relationships with other kids is so important for kids and such a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
So
I
great
agree.
message. And you have the book. Show us the
Yeah,
cute,
I do
cute
have the book.
cover. The best gifts are
Let
from
me
the
see it.
universe. A children's story about manifesting. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, and it
Let's
just came
see.
out. That is so exciting. And is it where is it published now on Amazon or do you have a website for it?
Yeah, it is available on Amazon and Kindle.
Excellent. Excellent. What do you have planned for the future for the book? Is there any a second book coming or anything book signing events?
Um, I am manifesting that I can get into Barnes and Nobles. But as for a second book, I'm not completely sure. There's so many possibilities.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah. it was just a very like, long process. And then there were times where I just felt like it wasn't gonna happen. So I really just want to live in the moment with this book before I
Yeah.
think about.
Yeah. That's such a good point. And let's touch on that a little bit about maybe some of the things that discouraged you and that almost stopped
Mhm.
you from happening. What did that look like?
So this was during COVID. I when I first realized how expensive it was going to be, and I feel like not a lot of authors talk about how expensive it is to self-publish your own book and have it mass printed in China or wherever you decide to mass print your book. But I started working at a country club as a bartender and a bev cart girl, so that was one of the things that really discouraged me, was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna financially do this while still being in school and too young to enter the corporate world? So that was one of the things. But I'm sure when I think about a second book at that time, I'd be graduated. I graduate in May. So
Oh, congratulations.
yeah,
That's
thank you.
fantastic. And when you graduate, what will your degrees be in? Like,
My degree would be in biology, but I am minoring in Spanish and chemistry.
that's so exciting. Do you have any ideas of where you're going to take that?
I wanted to become a naturopathic physician, so kind of like
Fantastic.
alternative healing and
Yeah.
um like naturopathic medicine.
Love it. I'm a former massage therapist, so right there with you.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I know,
fun.
right? You keep like saying all these things. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have that in common too. We have that in common too.
Yeah.
Obviously, why I was so resonated to reach out to you and really wanting to share and promote this wonderful children's book. And I think, yeah, go down to Barnes and Nobles, take it in there and show them, and I think that they'll love it. And right, you have to just keep putting one foot in front of the other. When
Yeah.
I published these quite some time ago, and when I had first written them and sent them to, I mean, like hundreds of publishing companies, I was turned down by everyone. So it can be discouraging, but you really have to just know sometimes that your message is important and that you do stand for something. And I think the more, especially with a manifesting book, the more you put into that, the more you're going to get back. So
Yeah.
congratulations. It's wonderful.
I I also think this I guess podcast episode highlights that there are so many ways to become an author. You said that you went through publishing companies, and I haven't heard many authors talk about that experience.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and my little one, I was lucky enough through Amazon that to encourage her. Well, I should say she was encouraged by watching me write these children's books to write her very own and illustrate her own children's book. And that's such a huge accomplishment for her. She was 8, she's 10 now. She's already a 2-year established illustrator. And
Yeah.
it's just so empowering and exciting to give these kind of messages to little kids. So now you're a niece, and now you have a niece or nephew. Now you're an aunt, is what I meant to say. And are the kids still too little to have like a reaction for the book or anything, or how's that gone?
Yeah.
Okay, still a
They
baby.
love they love the illustrations, and all of them actually are 2 years old
Okay.
because they were born like at the like first outbreak of COVID.
Okay.
So they're all 2, which is fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, they just love the illustrations. They're not old enough to like really have a
Get the book.
grasp on. Yeah. So
Oh, but what a special thing to have kind of like their favorite book be when they are able to read it and understand it and be able to put those things because they're so comfortable with it, not even question what that or I love that about kids. They don't really come up to things judging them. Really, it's more about maybe a fear or confusion more than anything. So,
Yeah.
we really love to say a little bit of knowledge turns fear into understanding. And that's exactly kind of the message you're presenting. Kind of like you said, like some people might not understand or be open to what manifesting really means, and that, power of really self desire that comes with that. And I think that it's really a simple thing that can be very like, what's the word I'm looking for? It has a lot of layers. It seems so simple, but it has so many layers to it as well. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And when you use it, obviously you have great results or bad results if that's what you're manifesting, right? It's just truly kind of your own intent and your own desires. And so from both Kristina and I, we challenge and hope that you are manifesting greatness and wonderful things into your life each day, and that you're teaching your children to do the same. If you want to go find this amazing book, tell us where we can go and find it, and and your social medias, anything you'd like to add.
Yeah, so you can find my book on Amazon, and you can just search up The Best Gifts Are from the Universe, or my name, Kristina Monsanto. And I'm on all, as a typical college student, I'm on all the social media platforms, like as far as like LinkedIn and like Instagram. And my name is Kristina, which is spelled with a K, and Monsanto, Monsanto.
Perfect. And I will make sure to have all of the links in the description and everywhere that you can go find her book, support her, and get this great book into the hands of your kids, into the hands of the school children that so that we can really start making a big difference in this world. So thank you so much for your time today, Kristina.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. I was really nervous.
You did a wonderful job. Like I said, it's just a really great conversation to make friends. It's my biggest my husband says, stop calling it a superpower, but really it's my superpower.
It is.
I love to talk to people, to meet people. And so I just really honor and pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you. You're so easy to talk to, and you made me feel so comfortable.
Oh, thank you so much. I love to hear when people have fun. I mean, that's what I want the experience to be all about. So hopefully other people will want to come be guests, right? Well, thank you. And we will definitely be in touch.
Yay.
This episode's sponsors include Blinky Minky Blankets, handmade double-sided minky blankets, highest quality and craftsmanship, creating your perfect blanket for your loved one as a special forever gift. Code word the mouth for discount today. By Dana Ball Legal Services. Avoid common legal mistakes and protect your small business. Dana makes it affordable for your Utah small business to avoid common legal mistakes with business operations, contracts, and employees. Get more information today at danaballlaw.com.
By Moving with Autism, a service for autism families seeking real estate and design services that provide support for their child's development and family lifestyle. Natalie Castro is a Utah autism real estate specialist and autism sibling whose mission is to connect families to community support with sensory-friendly designs and relocation services. By Elevation Chiropractic Center. Get started on your path to full health. Elevation Chiropractic Center uses the upper cervical chiropractic technique to get results by identifying and solving the root issues of your medical condition quickly and safely. Elevation Chiropractic Center, Salt Lake City, Utah.
This story is brought to you by Water and Body Basics, West Valley City, Utah.